I have friends of mine that been in situations like that, man, and it go left and not be good. I lost a couple of friends like that.
When you have that, big contrast, it's like, what keeps you centered? How do you even know what's good and bad? How do you stay out the way? If you need to. Got Keith Eric Martin in the house.
What's up, my brother Kayniz?
He's out here, we out here doing it. So.
Oh man, we're trying to do what we can do when we can do it. What's the word, man? What's going on in your world?
Well, first of all, man, I checked out that first track.
Caught me at breakfast time.
That was delivery?
Yeah, well,
I was thinking they deliver newspapers out there. I didn't know what you was doing, man.
Well, I'm at the resort, and they cook every day, so they bring it to me.
I was trying to think what to title this, talk right here.
I call it Know Your Surroundings.
Know your surroundings. I mean, see, to me, that's coming from someone who studied martial arts, and self-defense training.
Hey, but that's just it.
Yeah.
Martial arts is a way of life. You got to use martial arts in everything.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So this has to be like, martial arts, relationship martial arts, teenage survival martial arts or something, what I'm saying? Because I compare this story, it's like to a lion and a young cub. And the young cub don't know what's out there. So he's walking around, he's doing anything, not even knowing that danger's around the corner.
Right, exactly.
I can think of what to title it. It's like, you better listen to the OGs, and if you don't know one, find one. You know what I'm saying? Something like that.
Hey, you know what? I would look at it like this, man. Life experiences can come in two ways. Trial and error or faith. And trial and error meaning you got to go through it and survive it to learn from it, because you only get wisdom. You get wisdom two ways, by mistakes and then learning from others. A lot of cats choose to go the mistake way, let me make my own mistakes and learn from it, instead of the smart way and looking at the stop signs before you get to the corner or you get run over. So it goes a lot of ways, man, with life experiences. Because I remember, I take it from the music business, man. I had OGs in the game teach me stuff, right?
Yeah.
And this would make it worse. I had OGs in the game teach me the music game. Yet I wind up being in a situation where I got. And that's worse, because I knew better.
You knew you were supposed to be going over there, didn't you?
The thing is, I got, and I knew better. And I had to go through it in order to get it, man. It wasn't a thing that I saw it coming,
right.
It could have been prevented if I was prepared for it,
Right. Yeah, I totally get it, man. Well, I think that's it, man, is, when I explain this story, you're going to know what I'm talking about.
All right, what's the story?
So look, I mean, you know a little bit of my background, man. I said, this is something. Let me just start here. One thing that really got me compelled to share this story is because, look, I said, my daughters, my niece, I'm just thinking of all the young, teens out there that it's like the ones that actually want to learn, they say, I'll actually take a lesson and learn from others' mistakes. You know,
that's the smart way to go.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's who this is for. You know, the ones that's trying to,
okay.
Because this, I'm gonna tell you, man. Well, okay, so let me start up here. Not everybody has the same upbringing, right? So
exactly.
You know, you have so many different life lessons. You know, you see a lot of different things. You know, I was born in, you know, LA. I moved to the Bay. I was in, you know, Oakland for some of my life. You know, East Oakland.
Right.
And then my mom was like, "Hey, we got to get y'all moved up out the hood. So, you know, I want a better life for y'all." So she moved us to Fairfield.
Right.
Found a job, and it was crazy because I never forget when we moved to Fairfield. That was the first time I actually had a friend with a pistol.
You know? Oh man, so bad to worse.
Man, I'm barely in the 8th grade, you know, and he, you know, showing me all this, and you know, they robbed a liquor store with a machete. You know, oh, man. I mean, there was fights all the time. You had to watch your back. You had to have your crew. You know what I'm saying? And people was getting shot, stabbed. I mean, you name it. At this school in Fairfield,
right?
Know, cats that know the Bay Area, you know, Fairfield, Vallejo. You know, it went down.
Yeah.
So then from there, you know, we went to a little more mellow. It's called Vacaville, so we moved over there.
Right.
And that was probably one of the nicest, you know, type of upbringing that I could think of. The softball, and you know, I was involved in, you know, the little. It was, man, it was a real nice community. We walked to school and home by ourselves and all of that.
Right.
And then later I finished high school in East San Jose. When I got there, I remember it was like everybody said, "Oh, are you going to this school in the East Side? You got to be careful. You got to be careful." You know, I said, you know, it's Silver Creek. You know, it's you got to be careful. It's like, so then I got there and I looked around and I said, "This ain't bad at all." You know. I said, I'm going around, I'm not even watching my back, and no bad vibes, nobody, you know, looking. And I thought San Jose was one of the coolest spots. And, you know, when I got there, it was like, that's when I started, you know, making friends, and I found out what it is. That's when it really dawned on me, is that
right.
if you are a black person, black, light, you know, white, maybe even Asian in East San Jose, you know, you really don't have much to worry about when it comes to the street and to, you know, things going on, because it was the Norteños and Sureños that was running.
Yeah.
I mean, they was running the blocks. But the thing is, when I was out there, I was like invisible. You know, I walk down the street, I go somewhere, I'm going home. I never had a problem with anybody. But if you, at that time, you got to think of it like this. If you were Mexican and you just happen to wear a pair of Cortezes, they could be all white. Cortezes with some high socks. You're probably in 5-10 minutes, someone's going to jump out the car and be ready to start fighting you or sticking you with a knife, you know?
Yeah.
It was that kind of, you know, extreme. So me, I didn't have that problem. I didn't run with Norteños, Sureños, and, you know, most brothers out there, we didn't have no cliques, you know, that was deep, you know, deep like that. And I to the most part, I stayed out the way. You know, I was in my first, I think it was like the first year in high school. The first year out there in San Jose, I hooked up with a little, you know, Bible club or something like that. And, you know, we used to get it in before school and all that. But then by the time I graduated high school, something clicked. I don't know what it was. I want to say it was probably, you know, now I'm about to say this all over the air. When my first daughter, her mom and I broke up. I was devastated, you know.
Heart broke.
You know what I'm saying? So after that, well, yeah, it started. Yeah, that's what it was. About a year after that, so I just started going out. I was going out a lot with the boys, hanging out with the boys, you know, rolling here with the boys, you know, weekend shots,
Right.
you know, then, you know, club shots and all that. And man, it was, I want to say like this, man, to me, it was a kind of a dark time in life when I think about it, because I really don't remember much. You know, there was so much, you know.
It's a blank.
Yeah, like, you know, you go, it's like club, there's 4 days. It's like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then, you know, you're going to recover like Monday and, you know, maybe Tuesday. And then Wednesday.
You got to semi-recover on Sunday because you got to go to church.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, I don't even think I was going to church at the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was just, you know, out the game.
Right.
But anyway, yeah, long story, man. It was one of those kind of situations. And so I remember one particular situation. I'm kicking it with, you know, I got one of my partners, they call him O. Between him and a couple other cats, he had some brothers and some couple friends. We used to all just kick it. You know, we clicked up. And I don't know, I can't remember how it happened. I got a call, or, you know, we're kicking in one function. I met one of the homegirls, and, you know, she was cool. So I was digging on her, and they all knew her, you know, because everybody's friends. You know how that works, right? You know, you kind of got a clique of friends. But she was kind of new, so they didn't really know her as good as the other ones. Okay. So I went to her house. Okay.
Uh-oh. You went to her house.
Yeah.
That's the first mistake right there.
Man, yeah, let's come back at the end. We're gonna talk about lessons learned, man.
Never go over their house.
So I went to her house, and you know, we hanging out, and I'm gonna try to keep it as less details, but as much so you kind of understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so you know, we got to the place and turned the lights down. You know, actually on the playlist was Genuine, Go Anxious or something like that. It was like 112. Yeah, 112. I mean, you know, we can do it anywhere, kind of, you know, that whole playlist. It's about it's about 3 a.m, you know. So we on the couch. Now look, you know, I ain't glorifying this story. I'm just sharing some history.
Hey man, right? just keep it 100. That's all.
100. We on the couch, and I'm thinking this is a home run. All right.
Right.
You know. So under the covers. Boop 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 boop. I was like, huh? I said, who's at your door at 3 a.m, you know, trying to figure out who's at the door. So she gets up, she kind of jumps up, and she runs up to the door, and then she's like, and she's whispering like, oh, it's my cousin. I said, it's your cousin? Well, shoot, open the door, let him in, you know? Oh no, he's jealous. He's the jealous kind of cousin, you know, and he's with like 4 of his friends. You know? So you know what I'm doing.
I wasn't no cousin. She was snaking.
The first thing I did was I'm counting fists. I'm like, dang, that's like, how many hands and feet is that, you know? So I grab my stuff and I'm running to the back. you know, she's like,
hold on. You said you was counting fifths.
Man, I ran to the back door. I mean, to the back room. And then she just kind of frantic, like, here, go in the closet. Go in the closet. So I ran in the closet. Hey, Keith, this happened before R. Kelly's In the Closet, okay? I'm thinking that he must have heard this story after it happened to me, and then he wrote that song. And he's like, man, I'm gonna make mine better than Kayniz. You know what? I'll be in the closet and I'm gonna have a pistol. Okay. You know, that's probably what he said. But anyway, so I run to the back, you know, I'm in there, and then I realize I forgot my cell phone on the couch.
Dun, dun, dun.
Right. So next thing you know, boop, 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 boop. Like the door opens to the closet. My heart race, and it's her. She's like, "You left your phone," and she gave me the phone. She went back into there. I just hear gang of dudes, you know, and they're just all talking. I said, "Oh shoot, there's a gang of cats up in this other room." So I'm in the closet thinking how I'm gonna get out, because when I looked out the window, there was a bunk bed that was right in front of the window. So I said, no problem, I can move this bunk bed. But what if it makes a lot of, noise? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if? Man, I picked that bunk bed up, moved it over. And then I went to open the window, and the window was like child-proof or something like that. So I'm breaking child-proof stuff off, right? And then the little screen had some locks and stuff on it. I get back in the closet right after I heard the dogs barking. Pit bull / what was that thing? It was some kind of pit mix of like a pit and a Rottweiler. I forgot what it was.
A mutt
on the side of the house, barking. Woo, woo, woo. Man, I went back to the closet. I called my boy O. I said, "Yo, O." Actually, I was whispering.
Oh.
Hey, no, really.
Hey, man, that's a nightmare.
No, I'm like, yo, this Kayniz, man, hey, and he's answering the phone, and he, because we just came back from a party, right? So he's kicking it with some chick, and he's drunk and all this, right? And then he's like, who's calling me whispering, man? And he's just laughing, right? Then he just hangs the phone up. I said, and I pick the phone back up and I dial it. I said, "Oh, it's Kayniz." And I'm thinking, like, hoping nobody heard me. So he's like, "Oh, yo, what's up?" I said, "Man, remember that chick on?" He's like, "What?" "Yeah, man." She said her cousins are. I'm stuck in it. I explained him the whole story. I'm telling him. Man, he says, man, he's like, "Look, Kayniz, stay right there, man. I'm on the way." He said, "I'm gonna call that, and I'm gonna tell her so I'm in the closet waiting." And then he calls me back and he says, "Hey, when I get there," he says, "I got the deuce. Man, I'm gonna just bust through the front door and tell him to let you out." I was like, "Nah, don't do that, man, because then they're gonna see my face, and I don't want to have enemies all around town, I was like, "Nah, just I'll jump out this window, So he's like, "All right." So he gets there, he pulls up, all black car right in front of the driveway. At the time, I had the remote start, so I started the car. I busted that little window out. I jumped out the window. But the dog was still in the walkway. So I had to jump the neighbor's fence and then walk to my car. Now, my car wasn't right in front of the house. It was like one house over. So as soon as I jumped down, I was at the neighbor's house. And as soon as I jumped down the main fence going to my car, the door to the house where I was at opens up. And I just stood up, like I jumped down. I kind of, cause I fell over some toys. It was like some kids' toys and I stood up, the door opens up, a guy walks out, he looks at me, I look at him. And he flicks a cigarette, starts smoking the stove. Man, I walk to my car and I'm up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Home free. You know? And, you know, I think about that. It's a story that stays in the back of my head, right? But then, let's say, I don't know, 5 or so years back, it's probably like 3 years or something like that, man. I don't know, time be flying these days, but one of my, my bro from San Ho hits me up, and he's like, yo, Kayniz, man, I got some bad news. Remember my little cousin? Like, he passed away. I said, what happened? Man, he got killed. I said, but I mean, was it like a gang fight? I mean, what was he doing? He said, man, he met this chick he'd been dating for a while. And he was getting real serious with her. And then they moved in, you know, they're planning on getting married and everything. After the divorce. So she's still married, right? But and I might be messing the story up. Hopefully I'm not throwing no names out there. But just for the story, just so you understand why I had to talk about this, man, is because here he is, man. He found a chick. He said, I think she's the one. She's the one. So he's kicking it with her. Then they kind of move in. So he's staying the night at, you know, the girl's house. Mm-hmm. And, you know, she has a son, you know, with her ex. And, you know, they're all asleep. And someone knocks on the door. And the son opens the door because it's the son's dad.
Right.
So he opens the door, finds another guy, you know, the dad of that son finds another guy that was, you know, my boy's cousin. Finds him sleeping in his bed. Stabs him in his sleep.
Mm.
He didn't make it.
And she was engaged to the dude?
Yeah, they were serious, but she just obviously she didn't finish a divorce. I believe I might know it might be different. Maybe she was first divorce. I don't know all the details, but either way, the ex came back, you know, stabbed him in his sleep. You know, so that's what I mean, you know, when I think of my story, man. Yeah,
it could have went sideways real quick.
Man, it could have went a lot. I mean, you know, you think, okay, two, yeah, I can hang with 2. You know, 3, you know, if I catch the first one real quick, and you know what I'm saying, unless you Bruce Lee, it ain't gonna be that easy. You know what I'm saying? Unless you got some firepower or some tools or weapons, you know, something like that, right? I was talking to one of the cousins, and he was telling me a different story. Same topic. He said, yeah, I went through something like that, Kayniz. I said, what? He said, man, I was, you know, this girl, she used to always be nice to me. I said, what you mean? Yeah, like she would always, you know, talk to me. And then one day she invited me over for beers and stuff, because she would always just invite me to her place for beers. So I just go to her crib and kick it, and you know, she had beer, and so I was there. I'm like, all right. So he's in there drinking beer. So they all drinking beers, right?
Right.
And he said one day, you know, one day I got up out of her bed. Actually, he said he was laying in the bed, and he gets up, and the bed frame, I guess it has like a mirror. So when you're looking at the mirror, you're looking at the entrance to the, to the room. He says he gets up and he looks at the mirror and all he remembers is a face and a bat.
A face and a bat.
All he remembers is a face and a bat.
A bat.
Like batter up, swing.
Oh, a bat.
Right.
Louisville Slugger.
Right. He said after that, he said his family found him, or not his family, someone found him in a dumpster. You get what I'm saying?
Unbelievable.
He had no idea that this female had a dude.
Man,
according to him.
Let's swing it around. Let's swing it around, man, because life experiences like that, I have friends of mine that been in situations like that, man, and it go left and not be good. I lost a couple of friends like that. Jealous boyfriend, jealous ex-boyfriends, cats that just couldn't get over situations and just lose it. And it's just one of those situations, man, that you gotta really understand and know the people that you're dealing with, and keep your head on a swivel, and never go over to the girl's house, because that's prime real estate that mugs know. It's like, I'm gonna go over there. I learned that.
Prime real estate.
I learned that, man, dude. When I was in Fremont.
Oh, right?
Yeah. when I joined the Hammer Camp.
Oh, yeah.
You know how Muggs used to be out there mall pimping at the Fremont Mall.
You said the Fremont Mall?
Yeah. all the cats, all the Hammer Camp was always hanging out that way. Man, at that time, man, Muggs was wilding, at the mall, picking up any and everybody, and it was a lot of jealousy going on, man, with the Hammer Camp.
I bet, because that was, man, at that time, that was it,
Yeah.
Me too.
And I'm fresh from DC, living in Fremont. My stomping grounds was San Jose, Fremont, and Milpitas and all that stuff. So it's all new to me. Right. I'm like, wow, And I met this Mexican chick, man. She had me on skates, man. Had me on skates. I was just
running after, skating after.
I was just on skates, man. I was just all over the place, right? Man. So I wound up going over her crib, man. Come to think of it, man, she was hella cool and everything, but she was juiced in with some cats in San Jose, man. Man, I wind up, she was in full blown, I'ma get you mode, I was shelling out chips and everything, man. I was breaking bread, the whole nine, so she had me wide open.
Yeah, man, spend my money. I want to dance tonight.
She had me wide open, man. I wound up going over to the chick's house. And she lived over there by that Denny's right across from the mall. And I was like,
Fremont?
Yeah. And so I was like, man. And some of the homies pulled up.
What?
Yeah, some of the homies pulled up. She was still kind of kicking it with one, right?
Yeah.
So man, I had to think fast, man.
Yeah.
And I never even told you this, man. I had to think fast, man. And it was no way of getting out of there. You know?
Right.
Man, so I knew if I got caught, I was gonna get it. So, man, what I did, man, dude, man, I was on like real scared mode. And you know me, I wasn't gonna battle out because it would have been too much, you know. Then it got back to ham, and all of a sudden it would have been nuts. So, man, what I did, man.
He's like,
hey, I put the girl's lipstick on, tied my shirt up in the front like a little halter top, and I went out gay. What y'all doing? Darren, I'm gonna see you later, girl. I'm gonna get me some steak at Denny's. Holla back. And I switched on out the thing. And they was like, what the nigga gay dude in the house, what is it? We played it off and said, that's my boy Keisha. Hey, I'll get at you later. So, dude, I was like, I shimmied on out. I see you later, girl.
Oh, man.
Dude, that would have, man, that's a sitcom.
Yeah, that was some...
I got the Denny's, man. I had my bag. I went to the bathroom, changed my stuff up.
Oh, man, bro.
It worked. Thank you, Lord. And I had to think quick.
Wow. Hey, we're gonna have to change the title of this story, man.
Well, the bottom line is, man, don't get caught up. The thing is, it's hard to understand certain things when you in that moment, but you always gotta think with your head and not the little head. You gotta think with your head, you know? In today's society, mugs is more volatile than it was back then. But still, you know, it's life lessons are hard to, sometimes you don't graduate from the life lessons, you know? You wind up on the other end and it's not good, right?
Man, that's it, because, you know, it's, you know, life is fragile, you know, it's time and chance. Nobody knows their day. Yeah, so it's kind of like...
Hey, but you know what? I think it happens to cats like us more so than anything because God be testing us to see which way we gonna go. You'll test that too, you know?
Yeah.
And you get into situations, man, that you know only God can get you out of.
Yeah, I hear that.
So it reassures your faith in certain things, man. It's like, man, I've definitely got an angel watching over me because that could have went left,
you know,
and real bad, real quick, you know?
Right.
And the thing about it is I know better. I know better, man. Coming from DC, where cats is even more volatile, you know, the East Coast, you know.
Hey, but that's the point, is most of us know better, you know, and ever since we was growing up, you know, in my time, it was very common for one of y'all that should know better to be getting told that while you're getting hit with a switch. You know what I'm saying? You know how the syllable whippings go. Didn't I tell you? You should know better than that. You know, but yeah, we still do it, and that's how them, you know, at that age. Come on, man. Any male between the age of about 16 and about 24, you know, is barely trying to figure out what the heck just happened and how come I got all this testosterone and what I do with it, you know? And so when you're trying to talk to somebody, when you're trying to talk to someone that, it's like you ain't getting past, you know, that testosterone. There ain't no way. Like everything you say makes sense, but am I gonna listen? Psh. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not saying everybody was like that, but for, you know, a lot of youngsters, it is, you know. So like if I talk to somebody in that age range, I'm already just looking kind of like, you know, well, not what he want to do, what he gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, you gotta want it first. You can't just, it's not like I'm gonna tell you something that's gonna be like a silver bullet and you're just gonna say, oh, I'm not gonna do that anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's you know, it really has to be a desire.
Exactly.
You know, to wanna even staying away from danger, because you know, I knew some hood cats, man, at a young age. You know, they live to be in front of danger. You know, in, you know, wild situations, experimenting with all
you got your adrenaline junkies.
There you go. You know,
but for the smart cats, you know, for just cats in general, man, you know, you gotta have your head to a point where you gotta understand, you know, what's the value in this other person. You know, you gotta think about what you bring to the table and what they bring to the table, and how it can work for both of y'all, you know, because, you know, getting past the initial attraction and puppy love and all that stuff, you know, there has to be something there, you know, and there has to be something that you have to be initially trained to deal with, and, you know, sometimes we're not. And girls, you know, they grow up a certain way, expecting a certain thing and looking at certain values and looking at men for, you know, certain things. And, you know, unfortunately, a lot of them are bred just to take from mugs, you know?
Yeah.
And a lot of them,
yeah.
And some of them, a lot of them are bred with this self-entitlement type of situation. Like, you know, you're supposed to do this for me, you know? And we like, you know, none of us are trained to deal with that type of situation. None of us. I mean, nobody sat me down and said, Keith, you know what? When this wayward chick comes up to you and won't, and all, let's do this, do that.
Yeah.
I never had that talk. You know?
Right.
I've never had that talk with my father or my mom. He said, you know, we've always been taught what to do to deal with what we supposed to do as on the expectation side, but nobody prepares us for, you know, their side of the situation where they trying to get us, you know? Because, you know, there are a lot of good guys out there that are getting got, and there's a lot of good girls out there that are getting got. So it goes both ways, man. People gotta understand that, you know, you gotta really understand and know the person that you're gonna get with, you know, before you can really get comfortable and say, okay, this person got me. You know, this person got my back. This cat's ride or die, you know? And I just wish I had that type of, you know, talking to. And say, you know, nobody prepares you for the snake in the grass, you know? And they ain't always got to be dudes, you know? Some of the snakes in the grass can be women, you know? Especially if you got money and you look like you about something, you know? Everybody trying to creep on a come up, you know? And it can go sideways, you know?
Yep.
So that's why it's really important to, you know, stay prayed up and have a mindset of cautiousness, you know, and give things time, you know, because at that age, it's like, oh man, I got to do it now. Somebody else will get it, you know, give it time, you know.
And you know, I like those old school proverbs, man. You know, and you're right. It could be a woman or a man. And, you know, these old proverbs, wisdom will save you from the ways of wicked men, from men whose words are perverse. You know, and
that's the same thing with women, you know. Don't get caught up with the batting eyes and, you know, Hey, prime example. they don't talk about it much, man. But prime example, the boy Samson, strong in the mug.
Oh yeah.
Strength in the hair. But
Samson
he got caught up.
To Delilah, right? You know?
He got caught up. Old Delilah put the thing on him and he got caught up and lost his stuff, man.
Lost it all.
You know? And only God can get it back for him. My man was blinded, got his hair cut off, and
eyes gouged. Yeah, that was the
eyes gouged out. And that came from a treacherous chick. So, but you know what? They don't talk about that much, man. They don't talk about the treachery of a woman. You know?
Well, because that's the thing is that, you know, just to, you know, piggyback on it, man, is there's everybody knows there's good people, there's bad people in the world, you know.
Yeah.
Some people don't like to use the word bad. Okay, you know, indifferent, you know, opposite, polarity, however you want to call it. There's good people, there's bad people.
And I call it what it is. They got some janky bugs out there.
You know, so the thing is when you have that, you know, big contrast, it's like, what keeps you centered? What, you know, how do you even know what's good and bad? You know, how do you stay out the way? You know, if you need to.
The thing about it is this, man. You can't. You're gonna run into it. The thing is just you got to be prepared for when it does. You know, because it ain't no avoiding it. That's the other thing about it. You can't avoid it. Life is going to swing it your way, one way or the other. Yeah. Unless you're a straight monk or a hermit, it's coming your way. So it's just the thing is,
even if you're a monk, you're gonna get tested because they're gonna have you walking over.
No doubt. And the thing about it is, how do you prepare for it when it does come? You know?
Yeah. That's coming from it right there. Next, we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about like Morton's Wing Chun.
You know? It's like that New Edition song. Is this the end?
Which one was that? Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mama always told me, son, that it would happen,
but you never told me. Is this the end?
I wish it would have happened when I was much older. Wish it would have happened then. Yo, man. There's many a song that's been written about that craziness.
Yeah, and that's it, man. We got to be prepared. But I would still say the moral: don't go to her house.
Don't go to her house.
Don't go to her house. Just don't.
Keep your wallet in the glove compartment.
Oh, but we're just gonna be outside. No.
Stay out the bushes.
Well, it's during the day. Her friend's gonna be there. Her auntie's gonna be there. No.
Don't matter.
Man, I've been to birthday parties where the uncle of these kids, they're all playing in a bouncer. The uncle of the kids want to pull out his pistol because he thinks someone's getting at his chick, you know?
Know your surroundings.
Whose party we going to? Oh, whose house is it? Oh, it's mine. And then, are you married? Are you, you know, who are you with? Like your mom or your, you know, no thanks. Nah.
Man, it's just it's a whole nother ball game nowadays, man. Today's society is everybody is on high alert. And the energy is different now, man. Yeah, man, you get shot over a piece of bubble gum, man.
Ain't that
it's crazy right here, man.
Yeah, no, I see that, man. I was just watching this little one little ASP training, and it was some cat. He was a security dude in Vegas. I think it was at a McDonald's. And you're watching the video. There's no audio, and you're looking at a security guard, and he takes out 3 dudes. Boop 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 boop. He sucker punches the first dude with a left hook. Boom. clean. Gets with the second dude, and then the third dude, they're kind of scuffling, and then he drops him to the ground right on his head. Boom! He tripped over the other dude. Boom! Hit his head. All three of them was out. And everyone's looking at the video, and all the comments, you can see it. It's like, what'd they do? Tell him that his mom was fat? You know, like, why did he sucker punch? I mean, homeboy was sitting there eating his cheeseburger and, you know, and some tater tots or whatever, and he got punched, laid out with the food in his mouth. You know what I'm saying? All because somebody was talking about his mama, you know? And you know, head injuries is serious. You hit your head on the ground, that he's lucky dude didn't die, because he'd be probably sitting in, prison for murder.
Right.
It's wild. Yeah, you're right, man. Yeah, it's getting cold out there, boy. You know, and I ain't talking about frio. You know.
Yeah, for real. It's on straight demon time out there right now, man. Well, just got to be careful.
I mean, how can you explain it? You know, there's there's more. You know, there is a God. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Once you see all this evil, if you can see that that's there, and if you can't, appreciate all the good that is happening, in life, like, I mean, there's a lot of cool things, man. A lot of people, homeless, people giving out food to the homeless, to the needy. A lot of groups out there that are, helping women in crisis and, men with addictions or, whatever the case is. There's a lot of good going on, but if you can't see the bad, if you can't see the good, you're going to be able to see them both, is what I'm trying to say. So, yeah, K-Biz in the house. You look like you're doing a complex math problem.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm just thinking, man. I gotta talk to my sons about this, man, because my youngest son is 13 now, and then my oldest son, he's already like 23, 24. So
yeah, man.
And
but that's the point. That's what I'm saying. That's why I want to talk about this, because if we don't share these kind of, stories, situation, man, they ain't gonna have a chance. They ain't gonna have a chance out there, boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But man, good catching up with you, man.
Moms, it's a thing, man. We got a school of youngsters, man. We the elders now, so a lot of the cats. And even cats our age need to relearn and rethink, man. Because
same.
I'm like, it was like 3 years ago, man. I had to get on my red pill situation,
Yep. Hey, we're gonna have to save that one for episode 2.
Hey,
we'll be here for another hour.
We got
another 3 hours.
Table our red pill talks.
You know what I'm saying? We'll have that one. No, for sure.
When we have our red pill talk, I'm gonna advertise that one.
Right.
Red pill talk, Zoom session. Tap in.
Straight up.